Hello everyone, TMDK here, and in this video I am attempting a bug types only challenge in Pokémon Sapphire. It took me more than 20 hours of gameplay, so it was quite challenging. The team I will be using consists of Heracross, Dustox, Masquerain, Ninjask, Beautyfly, and Pinsir. I first tried to use Shedinja, but she kept getting one-shotted and I couldn't really use her in battle, so I thought the Beautify would be more useful and interesting to watch. The rules are very simple. No items allowed in battle, outside of battle we can. HM lads are Pokemon that can learn a lot of HM moves and will only be used for that purpose. No glitches, hacks or cheats that can help me in any other way, and of course only bug-type Pokemon can be used. With that out of the way, let's jump right into it. We skip the intro and get to choose our name. TMDK of course. We arrive in a moving van and our adventure begins. We find Professor Birch being attacked by a Puchena. We choose the Pokemon Heracross. We kill Puchena with 2 tackles. We meet Professor Birch in the lab and receive Heracross. We name her Hera after the Greek goddess. Heracross becomes level 6 and learns the move Horn Attack. We fight May, and with our new move this fight is easy. Torchy goes down with 2 Horn Attacks and May is defeated. After this, we capture a Wurmple, who will become our second bug-type Pokemon. It will evolve in a Beautyfly or a Dustox, we just don't know yet. Wurmple is caught and we head on. Wurmple becomes level 7 and evolves into a Cascoon, who will later become a Dustox. We go through the water tutorial and head to Petalburg Forest, but first we capture a Surskit, who will later become a Masquerain, a very useful Pokemon indeed. In Petalburg Forest we come across our first Team Aqua member and battle his Puchena with our Surskit. A barrage of bubbles and Puchena is defeated. Cascoon becomes level 10 and evolves into a Dustox. He also learns the move Confusion. We swap out Harden. Next up is our gym fight with Roxanne. At level 10 we are too weak, so our Judo takes us out easily. At level 15 we give it another go. Our Surskit takes our Judo out with 2 bubbles. Next up is our Nose Pass, and we get 1 bubble off before getting taken out by Rock Tomb. We swap in Dustox, and I use Poison Sting in the hope to get Nose Pass poisoned. After a few poison stings, I finally getting poisoned, and I try to do as much damage as I can with Confusion before I faint. Heracross needs to finish the job, and with a few Horn Attacks and the damage from poison, we manage to defeat him. Roxanne is defeated, and the Stone Badge is ours. We also receive the TM Rock Tomb. We save Mr. Briny from a Team Aqua member. Outside, we capture Nincada, who will become our 4th bug-type Pokemon. We find Mr. Briny and sail to Dewford Town with his boat. Here, we have to find Steven and deliver a letter. We enter the cave, deliver the letter to Steven, and he's grateful. We go straight to the second gym to challenge Brawly. Our Dustox is up against his matchup. I use a combination of Gust and Confusion. He heals up. I manage to get him confused, but he takes me out. Next up is Nincada, and I try to do as much damage as I can with a spam of Fury Swipes. This doesn't do much, and you guessed it, matchup takes us out. Surskit then, I get 2 quick attacks off before he takes me out. Heracross is our last hope, and yeah, of course, a few Horn Attacks, matchup is down. Makuhita gets the same treatment, 2 Horn Attacks, 2 tackles. By goes Makuhita. Brawly is defeated, Knuckle Badge is received, and we also get the TM Bulk Up. We go to Mr. Briny again, and this time we sail to Slateport City. Here we enter a museum and fight 2 Team Aqua members. The first Team Aqua member has a Carvana, and he goes down with a few quick attacks from our Surskit. The next Team Aqua member has a Zubat, and he goes down with one bubble and then a few quick attacks. I only survive with 2 health remaining, so the next quick attack on the Carvanha takes me out because of rough skin. We swap in Nincada and take out Carvanha with Fury swipes. The Team Aqua members are defeated. We come across May on our way to Mobile City. We fight. First up is my Nincada against her Wailmer, but we get taken out very quickly by What a Gun. I decide to swap in Dustox and manage to poison Wailmer with my Poison Sting. After this, I use a few confusions and manage to take Wailmer out. May's about to swap in Combustion, so I decide to switch Surskit in myself to use Bubble. I use as many bubbles as I can, but it doesn't do very much damage, and Combustion eventually takes us out with Peck and Ember. Dustox comes in again. I use one Gust before Combustion takes me out. Heracross is our last hope, and a Horn attack does the job. Shroomish is our last Pokemon, and I use a Fury attack. I miss, Shroomish paralyzes me, and I use a Fury attack, Horn attack combo to take Shroomish out. May is defeated and we move on. We find Wally in front of the 3rd gym. We fight my Nincada against his Ralts, and with Fury swipes we take him out. At level 20, our Nincada evolves into a Ninjask. He tried to learn a few moves. The first move is Double Team, which we swap for Sand Attack. The next move is Fury Cutter, which I decide to not learn. The next move is Screech, which we swap for Leech Life. Because we evolved Nincada with an open spot in our team, we also received the Shedinja, which is a Ghost Bug type Pokemon. He will join our team for now, but we might discard him later. We challenge Watson, but get taken out fairly easy. I decide to get Rock Smash from a guy in Mobile City and immediately learn it to Heracross. It's a vital fight move we can use against his Magneton. We swap out Endure and go try again. We still get taken out a few times by Magneton and his Shockwave because it can't miss. After a few tries we eventually win though, and this is how. His first Pokemon Magnemite gets taken out by 2 Rock Smashes from Heracross. Next up is Voltorb. I decide to swap in Ninjask and do as much damage as I can with Fury Swipes. Voltorb eventually takes me out with Spark. I swap in Surskit. Voltorb uses Self-Destruct, which takes us both down, but it's okay. I swap in Dustox and try to confuse Magneton, but I can't even get a move off. Shedinja is next. I try to use Screech as many times as I can to lower Magneton's defense. I manage to get 2 Screeches off before it takes me out, and it's all on Heracross now. With Rock Smash doing so much damage, we can take him out. We get paralyzed and confused, but it's inevitable. Magneton dies after a few Rock Smashes. We become level 23 and learn Brick Break, the move we needed for this fight. Watson is defeated and we get the Dynamo badge. Our Surskit evolves into a Masquerain, and we enter Meteor Falls and chase away Team Magma and Team Aqua, and after this we take the cable lift up Mount Chimney and challenge Archie. Archie and his Golbat are tough opponents and they take us out numerous times with Wing Attack. Because of the type disadvantage, it's a very hard battle. We eventually win though. I try to Screech my Tiana with Shedinja but get taken out by Bite. Heracross comes in and 1-hit KOs my Tiana with Brick Break. Ninjask comes in and manages to Screech Golbat 2 times, which is a crucial part in this battle. Heracross comes in and I almost KO him with Horn Attack. Masquerain comes in and we Quick Attack Golbat to death. Sharpedo is his last Pokemon and I do as much damage as I can with Quick Attack. With 1 health remaining, Sharpedo survives and takes us out. Dustox is the last Pokemon and I survive with 4 health and take Sharpedo out with Gust. Archie is defeated and we can move on. We go straight to the 4th gym. Fire type's one of the hardest challenges yet. We get taken out by our Torkoal and overheat every single time. I realized quickly that I needed to come up with a plan. Our first Slugma goes down with a Screech from Shedinja and a Brick Break from Heracross. The next Slugma just goes down with a couple of Brick Breaks. Torkoal is the last Pokemon and I swap in Ninjask. I use a couple of double teams to raise my evasiveness, and Torkoal misses a lot of moves. I use the Sword Dance and try to do as much damage as I can with Fury Swipes. 2 more double teams and slowly but steady I defeat Torkoal. Very unlikely, but I did it. Heat Badge received. We go straight to the 5th gym to challenge Dad. Slaking is a strong opponent and he takes us out many times. I realized I needed to come up with a plan for this one as well. The first Slaking I managed to take down with 2 big Brick Breaks from Heracross. The next Pokemon is a Vigoroth and I swap in Ninjask. I use a Sword Dance to up my attack, but he takes me out with Facade. Next, Shedinja, I try to use Screech but get one-shotted by Feint Attack. Masquerain comes in and I use Intimidate to lower its attack. I swap in Dustox and then swap Masquerain in again to lower its attack once more. This time I decide to use Quick Attack and do as much damage as I can, but Vigoroth takes me out. Heracross comes in and we Brick Break him to death. Last Pokemon is another Slaking. I use Dustox but get taken out one shot. Heracross comes in and we can use Brick Break because he's loafing around and manage to get another one off that kills him. Dad is defeated and we receive the Balance Badge. We also receive the move Facade. We move on. We get the HM Surf from a guy in a house next to the gym. I immediately go and capture a Zigzagoon. We name him HM Lad and learn him the move Surf. I also learn Rock Tomb to Heracross to fight the flying type Pokemon that are coming next. We need to be prepared. In the research lab we find Team Aqua and fight. We use Quick Attack on Carvanha one time before getting taken out. Dustox comes in and takes out Carvanha with Gust. Mightyena next. We do little damage with Gust and Poison Sting and he takes us out. Heracross takes Mightyena out easily with Brick Break. I went back to Petalburg Forest to capture Silcoon and swap with Shedinja. Silcoon eventually evolves into a Beautifly and learns the move Absorb. On our way to the 6th gym we come across May once again and we fight. Our Beautifly is up against our Wailmer and we get 2 Mega Drains off before he takes us out with Rollout. Ninjask is our next Pokemon. We use Facade but he takes us out as well with Rollout. I swap in Dustox and take him out with Confusion. Our next Pokemon is Combusken. And with 3 Psybeams from Dustox, Combusken gets taken out. Our last Pokemon is a Shroomish, and I do as much Gusts as I can, but he keeps healing from his leech sheet, so I eventually fade. Masquerain needs to finish the job, and with a single Gust, Shroomish is defeated. May is defeated, and we receive the HM Fly, and we can move on. We find Steven on the bridge and he shows us how the Devil Scope works. We need this item to remove the Kecleon that's blocking our way for the 6th gym. We enter the 6th gym and challenge Winona. Our flying type Pokemon don't take it easy on us and it's a very hard battle. We get taken out a lot of times. I realized very quickly that we needed to come up with a plan for this one as well. The first Pokemon Swallow, we use Dustox, get 1 Psybeam off, but it takes us out. Ninjask comes in and I use a Sword Dance and manage to take Swallow out with a Facade. Pelipper is next and I manage to get another Sword Dance off, which ups our attack by 4. Pelipper protects a few times and we're confused, but we take him out with Facade and Slash. Altaria is next, and we one-shot her with 1 slash, a crit. Skarmory last, and I get 1 more slash off before he takes me out. We use the Masquerain tactic with Intimidate to lower Skarmory's attack. Because he's a tough Pokemon, we swap a few times between Beautifly and Masquerain to lower his attack as much as we can. Beautifly eventually fades, so Masquerain is left. I use Bubble to do a little tick damage, but doesn't do much. The ideal scene is in play. Heracross comes in and 1 Brick Break is all it takes. Winona is defeated and we get the Feather Badge. We also receive the TM Aerial Ace. We immediately learn this move to Masquerain because she needs a stronger flying type move. We capture Trophius in high grass to use as a Chimlad. We can use him for fly, strength and other stuff. We name her a Chemgal because she's a girl, of course, and we learn her fly. In our search for a Pinsir, we come across a shiny Rhyhorn. I mean, I don't know how rare this is, but pretty rare, I guess. We throw a couple balls at it, but she runs away. After a few more tries in the grass, we find Pinsir and capture her. This is the last addition for our team, and now our team is complete. She learns the move Brick Break. We climb Mount Pyre and defeat Team Aqua and chase off Archie. We receive the Blue Orb and fight May in front of the shop. Our first Swallow goes down with Seismic Toss from our Pinsir. Our next Pokemon is Combustion, and I decide to swap in Beautifly. We use Gust and take him out with 3 Gusts. Wailmer's next, and I use Mega Drain on Wailmer because it's super effective. 3 Mega Drains is enough to take him out. Shroomish is the last Pokemon, and with Gust, 2 Gusts to be exactly, we take May out. May is defeated. We go to the pool in Slateport City and chase away Archie and his submarine. We find the submarine again in the base in Lily Cove City and fight Matt. We use Brick Break on Carvana and get taken out by Rough Skin. Dustox is up against his Sharpedo and we one-hit KO him with Silver Wind. Next up is his Mightyena, and I use Psybeam and Gust to try and take him out, but I'm confused and I can't do anything. Mightyena uses Roar and our Chimlad comes in. We obviously can't use him, so we swap in Beautifly. I realize Silver Wind is super effective and take him out with it. Matt is defeated and the submarine leaves the base. I challenge Liza and Tate and decide to use Beautifly and Dustox first. I try to focus 2 Silver Winds on Lunatone, but our Dustox gets taken out by Psychic. I swap in Ninjask, Solrock uses Sunny Day, and our Silver Wind hits Lunatone. I decide to use another Silver Wind on Lunatone and Sword Dance on Ninjask, but our Beautifly gets taken out with Flamethrower from Solrock. I decide to swap in Masquerain and Intimidate lowers both their attack. Ninjas get taken out by Psychic and I need to swap in Pinsir. I try to use Thief and Seismic Toss on Lunatone to take him out. Pinsir gets taken out by Flamethrower, so Heracross is our last Pokemon. With Thief we take out Lunatone. Now we try to focus Thief and Brick Break on Solrock until he faints. Heracross gets hit by a Flamethrower, we use another Thief Brick Break combo. Heracross gets taken out by Psychic, but Thief faints Solrock. We defeat Liza and Tate and receive the Mind Badge. We capture Magikarp, who will eventually become a Gyarados, and another Chimlad for Dive, Waterfall, Strength, Rock Smash. We name her a Chemgal and let her evolve into Gyarados. We find Archie in the Team Aqua cave, but as before, his Golbat, now Crobat, is pretty strong and takes us out numerous times. It takes a lot to win this battle. we need to bulk up with Pinsir 2 times and then take Mightyena out with Brick Break. Next up is his Crobat, and I try to do as much damage as I can with Brick Break and Seismic Toss, but he heals up with a Super Potion 2 times. We try to do as much as we can, but Crobat takes us out. Heracross gets one-shotted by Wing Attack. Ninjask comes in and takes out Crobat with a Lucky Slash. Sharpedo is the last Pokemon, and I use Sword Dance to up my attack, and then almost kill him one shot with Slash. Sharpedo uses Swagger and we get hurt ourselves in confusion. Dustox then, and one Silver Wind takes out Sharpedo and Archie is defeated. Archie uses the Red Orb, which angries Kyogre, and he leaves. We go outside and there's a storm going on. Kyogre is on the loose and Kyogre needs to be calmed down. We need to head to Satupolis City and enter the Kyogre cave. We find Kyogre, use the blue orb, and we fight. Since we're not gonna use Kyogre, we might as well defeat him. Our ninjas get taken out with Hydro Pump. Heracross comes in. We use as many Horn attacks as we can. She uses a couple of Calm Minds and takes us out with Hydro Pump as well. Pinsir is next. We try to use Seismic Toss but get one-shotted by Ice Beam. Dustox is next and I use Silver Wind and Toxic and manage to get him poisoned, which eventually will take him down. We get taken out by Ice Beam. Masquerade is our last Pokemon. Intimidate lowers his attack. With the combo of Quick Attack and a damage from Poison, Kyogre faints. Now we can challenge the A-Gym, Wallace and his water types. Our Beautifly is up against his Love Disc, and we take Love Discs out with a few Giga Drains. Celio is up, and we use Giga Drain, he heals up, Mega Drain, does little damage, Giga Drain again, and we eventually take him out with another Giga Drain. Milotic is up, Giga Drain is out of PP, and we get taken out by Water Pulse. Heracross is up, and I try to use Brick Break, and after 3 Brick Breaks and surviving 2 Ice Beams, we take down Milotic. Wishcast is next, and I use Takedown and Faint. Pinsir, no, Ninjask comes in, and I use the Sword Dance to up my attack, and take out Wishcast with 2 slashes. Seeking is next, and still under the effect of Sword Dance, I get one more slash off before fainting. Dustox comes in, and I manage to poison Seeking. With the constant hurt of poison and me using Psybeam, Gust, and all of my moves practically in try of taking Seeking down. Eventually it works and Seeking dies of poison. Wallace is defeated and we get the Rain Badge. Now we can head on to the league. We also receive Water Pulse. On Victory Road we come across Wally one last time. Our Heracross is up against his Altaria, we use one Rock Tomb and get taken out by Aerial Ace. Next up is our Pinsir, we use Bulk Up because I knew she was going to heal, and then slowly take her out with Brick Break, although it's not very effective. Next up is his Delcatty, which we one-shot with Brick Break. Magneton is also a one-shot with Brick Break. Roselia is up, so I decide to swap in Beautifly to use Gust. Gust does a lot of damage. He heals up, but another Gust does the job. Gardevoir is the last Pokemon, and I decide to swap in Ninjask. I use Slash. Then I decide to up my attack with Sword Dance 2 times. And with 9 health remaining, another Slash does the job. Wally is defeated and we can head to the league. First of the Elite Four is Sidney with Dark types. Pinsir is up against Mightyena. We pump ourselves up with Bulk Up and one-shot Mightyena with Brick Break. Absol is next, so I swap in Heracross. We one-shot Absol with Brick Break. Next up is Shiftry and decide to use Masquerade because of his grass typing. We use Aerial Ace 2 times. Shiftry barely survives. I use Gust but he heals up, and then a crit from Aerial Ace does the job. Cacturne is next. I decide to keep fighting with Masquerain, 2 aerial aces, and Cacturne is defeated. Sharpedo is the last Pokemon, Butterfly comes in, I use Giga Drain. After this I use Mega Drain. Sharpedo barely survives, he heals up, I use Mega Drain again and I crit, but I faint of confusion. I swap in Heracross, Brick Break, and Sharpedo is dead. Sidney is defeated and to the next of the Elite Four we go. Our next opponent is Phoebe with her Ghost type Pokemon. This sets us with a real challenge because we can't use our fight, physical or normal moves. We get destroyed many times and I realize this battle requires a delicate strategy. At level 53 our Heracross learns Mega Horn, which is a real game changer. I swap out Rock Tomb. As demonstrated here, Mega Horn does a lot of damage. The time we win, we use Masquerain to lower Dusclop's attack. I try to confuse him with Water Pulse, but it doesn't work, so I swap in Dustox to poison him. Now we need to stall and let the poison do its work, so I swap in Pinsir and use Bulk Up just to stall, because Pinsir can't do any damage. Now we swap in Heracross when Dusclops is low enough to deliver the final blow. Banette comes in and I go for the same tactic, lower Banette's attack with Intimidate and use Water Pulse and try to confuse him. It works, so I decide to stay in and keep fighting. Banette burns me and I use Thief, but she heals up with a full restore. I keep using Thief, but because of Banette's pressure my PP ran out very quickly. So nothing else to do than use Aerial Ace and Water Pulse and eventually defeat Banette. Next is the second Dusclops and I just set in Ninjask and stall the inevitable because he can't do anything. I swap in Masquerain again with the Intimidate Water Pulse combo, but it doesn't work. I use Dustox and Toxic and this strategy still works, so I swap in Pinsir again and stall the poison damage. Dusclops is low and our Pinsir barely survives. I swap in Heracross and Dusclops dies of poison. Sableye is the second to last Pokemon. Dustox comes in, the poison strategy again. I barely survive and we go for the stalling. Pinsir dies, Beautifly comes in and I decide to use Gust a few times in order to do some damage. Sableye gets in the orange, Heracross comes in and he dies also of poison. Banette is the last Pokemon. I try to poison Banette with Dustox, but she gets taken out immediately. Heracross then. Let's do some Mega Horn damage. 2 Mega Horns and Banette is defeated. Phoebe is defeated and we head on. Our next opponent is Glacia with her Ice types. We lose a couple of times, but not as much as against Phoebe, so we win not long after. Our first Pokemon is a Glalie and we fight with our Heracross. 1 Brick Break does the job. Our next Pokemon is Celio, we use Mega Horn and just don't kill her. Our next move is Brick Break and this takes her down. Our next Celio goes also down with a Brick Break. Our second Glalie goes down with Brick Break. And our last Pokemon, Walrein, goes down with 2 Brick Breaks. We Brick Breaked whole of Glacia team. So we win and we head on to the next one. Our next opponent is Drake with his Dragon type Pokemon. I must say so far this is the toughest challenge I've faced. Salamence with his Flamethrower and Fly is the ultimate counter for my team. I needed a lot of extra levels and a decent strategy to take him out. This is the time I win. His first Pokemon is a Shelgon and I decide to fight with Pinsir. I use Bulk Up 1 time and then take him out with 2 Brick Breaks. His next Pokemon is a Flygon and I know he's gonna use Sandstorm, so I use Swords Dance. My attack is buffed 3 times and now I can take him out with Brick Break. The first doesn't do the job, but the second one does. The next Flygon, I try to use Brick Break but it takes me out with Flamethrower. I swap in Heracross and take Flygon out with a Mega Horn Horn Attack combo. The next Pokemon is Salamence. I swap in Beautifly because I know he's gonna use Fly and I can still damage him with Gust. He takes us out one shot. Masquerain comes in and I use Intimidate to lower its attack. Ninjask then, but I swap back because he used Fly and I sacrifice Dustox. I swap in Masquerain again to lower his attack once more. I use Water Pulse and in hope to confuse him, but I get taken out by Flamethrower. Ninjask with one slash before he dies, and Heracross needs to finish the job. He heals with his berry, but I can take him out with 2 Mega Horns. Altaria is the last Pokemon. I use Mega Horn, it's not very effective. I use Mega Horn again, and he faints. Drake is finally defeated and we go to the champion. Our final opponent is the champion Steven. We lose a couple of times to his Metagross with Meteor Mash, but we win not long after. His first Pokemon is Skarmory and I decide to fight with Pinsir. I use Sword Dance and then I take him out with 2 Brick Breaks. His next Pokemon is Claydol. I swap in Heracross to take him out with Mega Horn, which is super effective. I one-shot Claydol. His next Pokemon is Armaldo. I swap in Masquerain, I use the effect of Intimidate and Water Pulse because it's super effective, but Armaldo takes me out with Ancient Power. Heracross comes in to finish the job with Mega Horn. Next up is Metagross. I get an Earthquake off, which takes Metagross in the orange. I survive his Psychic, he heals with his berry, and with 1 health survives my second Earthquake. I swap in Pinsir and use another Sword Dance because I knew he was going to heal. I do Brick Break, another Brick Break, survive Hyper Beam and take him out with the 3rd Brick Break. Credilli is next and I decide to keep fighting with Pinsir since I have a Sword Dance active. I use Brick Break and manage to one-shot Credilli. His last Pokemon is an Aggron. 1 Brick Break is enough, and Steven is defeated, and we are finally champions. We did it, guys. We put our Pokemon in the Hall of Fame: Masquerain, Pinsir, Ninjask, Heracross, Beautifly, and Dustox. Thanks for watching, guys. It was a tough challenge, a hard challenge, but it was definitely fun and worth it. If you guys have any ideas for a suggestion, leave it in the comments below. I'm open for new challenges. So yeah, thank you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. This is TMDK. See you next time.